Welcome back, everybody, to NFM number 3 in my NFM series, non-FM, where I do predictions, reactions, just stuff that I want to do outside of FM videos. And today I'll be predicting the 2017-18 Champions League round of 16. Some really interesting games here. And the Champions League group stage at least was interesting at some points and very unpredictable in some areas and very predictable in others. A lot of the teams that went through, you saw the writing on the wall that they were going to be very interesting, and obviously, some of my predictions were gonna, because I had my last NFM video was a Champions League group stage prediction, and I rewatched it. Yeah, wasn't at the top of my game. I would say, especially about my own team, Benfica, who absolutely stank up the place. Had 0 points. 0 points. The only team in the Champions League. I think one of like the 5 worst Champions League performances ever. And we're a lot better now, but man, we were struggling big time at the beginning of the season. Just had no teeth, no defense, and it definitely showed in our performances. So if we go through, if we go through the groups really quick, just have a quick, reminder of what's happening. Group A, we had United and Basel going through. Big for Basel. I predicted they'd probably be last in this group when I did predictions. I definitely saw either Benfica or CSK getting through. But it was Basel, and they're gonna have a tough draw. But in this round of 16, Group B, we had PSG, Bayern, Celtic, and Anderlecht. Bayern and PSG were gonna go through, no matter what really. Celtic and Anderlecht were never gonna do anything there. Both of them only getting 3 points. Group C, we had Roma, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, and Karabakh. Roma doing a great job getting through here. Over Chelsea, finishing up the group and getting over Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid had a bad group stage as well. They should have done better, and it just didn't happen for them. So they're gonna be very disappointed. They're gonna go into in the Europa League, and they're gonna have a chance there. I think they're my favorites. I know everybody's talking about Arsenal, but they're Arsenal. I would. This Atletico Madrid team in recent years have gone to Champions League semifinals, a final, have won La Liga. I think they're the favorites, no matter what what Arsenal fans or other fans of England say. I think Atletico Madrid are my favorites. Barca, Juventus, Sporting, and Olympiacos. Sporting put in a good fight, but Juventus, Barca was clearly good. I mean, they've definitely improved. I didn't think they would be that great. Juventus, though, just too strong for Sporting and held them off. And Sporting made a good run, got into the Europa League, but just not enough from the Lisbon side. E, we had Liverpool, Sevilla, Spartak, and Maribor. Finished pretty much what you'd expect. Sevilla made it a little more difficult than I thought they would. They're not the same team they were when they were winning Europa League back to back. Spartak worked hard, got a good results against Liverpool, but Liverpool we're still bad in some games. We're still too good for other games, and Liverpool and Sevilla go through. NFF, Man City, Shakhtar, Napoli, and Feyenoord. Napoli, considering how good they've been this season, the fact that they, I think them and Shakhtar were a toss-up, but Napoli have been very good. They're still top of Serie A. They should have gone through. Very disappointed, I think, for them. Hopefully it'll help them focus on Serie A a little more, so they can finally dethrone Juventus, as Juventus has won that too much. Napoli needs to pick it up, and Shakhtar, fair result. Then they played very well, got some good results in there. And Man City, obviously, they've been outstanding this season. They finished top of the group. Group G, we had, I almost called it Group 6. My crappy handwriting. Besiktas, top of Group G. The most competitive group, I thought. As far as, they weren't too far off. But Besiktas, Porto going through, Leipzig in third, and Monaco. Monaco just completely dropping the ball. They struggled a lot here in this group stage. After going to the semifinal last season to only get 2 points this season. Good for Porto. I'm happy for them. I want that coefficient for a league to stay up. We can't keep losing spots, especially with Turkey performing well. We have to keep up with the Russian teams, especially with Benfica having a complete egg, laying an egg this season. It was bad, so we needed Porto to go through. Besiktas, good job for them, getting top of the group and going to the knockout stage for the first time. Good for Turkish football that they got through there. And Group H, the biggest surprise I think is Tottenham finishing top of their group with Madrid, with Real Madrid, and Dortmund finishing third with only 2 points. The fact that they got through is barely like that is amazing. Some people think they're the favorites for the Europa League. I don't think so. I think a lot of their problems are still there. Defensively, there's still a lot of woes. I don't think they added anything, to be honest. They even lost Mark Bartra. I'm not saying he's a great defender. He's good for them, but to lose another central defender, Subasic is gone. What do they have? They have Toprak and Socrates, and I don't think that's going to be enough to finish in the Europa League. So they're gonna struggle. I think they need to retool that squad. Peter Bosch was a terrible coach for them. Tottenham, the story should be Tottenham finishing top, and that was great for them. Madrid's a story. We'll get into that in a little bit. But overall, I think it was very interesting group stage. Not the greatest group stage, I think. Not a lot of surprises. Not a lot of dominance, I think, only from a couple teams. So let's get into the knockout stages. Here are my notes. So first game we're going into, we have Juventus at Tottenham. The first game will be at Juventus Stadium in Turin. And my prediction for this is Juve will go through. I think that first game I think Tottenham have not been playing well last couple months. They've been struggling a little bit, and I think Dele Alli's not the same player he has been the last couple of years. Something's going to happen with him. The video that recently came out is very interesting. I don't know if that's representative of his maybe that girl sucked out all of his soccering ability, footballing ability, but he's just not the same player. I think that first leg they'll win 2-0, 1-1 at Wembley, and 3-1 go through for Juventus. Second game we have Basel at Manchester City, and I think Basel have a lot of work on their hands. I think they're not going to get close, I don't think. I think Basel have been playing very good this season. They have some talent, but Manchester City are just on a tear right now. They're not as great now as they were a few months ago, but still very good, and I think they can still really turn on the Jets. Leroy Sané out is going to be interesting for them. Interesting loss, but I think they're still very good, and I think 6-1 on aggregate. I think they'll beat Basel 2-0 at home. At home leg, I think they'll take the foot off the gas. They'll still score 4, but they'll let a goal in, and I think it'll be 6-1 to Manchester City. Porto at Liverpool. Porto, I want them to go through. I think I want them to do great. It's just not gonna. It's just not. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen for them. I think it's gonna be close though. The first leg being at Porto, I think helps them a tad bit. If they can get a lead, get out there, hold on to something, I think they'll be fine. But it's still gonna be very tough with Liverpool, who can fire on all cylinders. Can let a goal in, but I just don't see it from the Porto side. I think they'll win 2-1 on the first leg at home, but I think they'll lose 3-1 at Anfield. So 3-4, a little high scoring leg there between the clubs, but I think Liverpool will go through. Also, Porto missing a couple players right now. Marcano is out. Danilo's been out. I think they'll be fine they'll be back. But if Danilo's not back, that's a huge loss for them. Defensive midfielder who will be able to break up some of those counterattacks, protect the back line of Porto. And their center backs, it's very interesting with the center backs of Porto right now. I believe Marcano and Diego Reyes are both looking to leave in the summer to go to Spain. So having those two players kind of not have their head in the game, I think would be interesting from them. Although they do have some good fullbacks, but I don't think that'll be enough for them. Then we have Sevilla and Manchester United. I think it's clear that Manchester United are going to go through here. Sevilla of a couple years ago might have had a better chance. I think it's going to be close, though. I think at Sevilla, in Seville, I think it'll be 1-1. I think Mourinho will play tough, as he always does. Will play hard, will play gritty, will not allow much. Sevilla might get a goal, but I think Manchester United will get a goal as well. Maybe get a first one, and then I think Manchester United will get a first goal in Sevilla. Sit back, and Sevilla will get a late goal, would make it interesting. And then at Old Trafford, I think Mourinho will sit back and just absorb pressure all day, and they'll get a goal, and I think it'll be 2-1 aggregate to Manchester United. The second half. So we have probably the biggest matchup, really, in this group stage. I mean, in this knockout round is Real Madrid versus PSG. There's so much I could say about Real Madrid right now. Obviously, PSG are firing on all cylinders lately and are playing very well in Liga and did very well in the Champions League. Finished top of the group in a group with Bayern, so fair play to them. But man, Real Madrid have been bad, and a lot of pressure has gone on to Ronaldo, saying he's done, saying he's not very good, that he's past it. I don't think you can count him out, but something has to be said for this defense of Real Madrid. It has been bad. It has been very bad. Carvajal has been terrible this year. Casemiro has not been the same player protecting that back line. On the weekend, that equalizing goal late on in that game, Dani Carvajal is just out of position, lets the striker get behind him, or the winger, or the forward, or the attacker, whoever, behind him, and was just behind him the whole time, and he could never recover. And Sergio Ramos hasn't been that great. And I know Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't had the greatest shot ratio, but I don't think the shots he's taking are that great because they're just not creating enough. And I'm not saying Cristiano Ronaldo's been faultless this season. He's not been that great in the league, but he has lost a little bit of a step, to rush past people. But man, that whole team has not been very good, and I think they'll turn it on for the Champions League. I think I think they'll get through this one, actually. So surprise, I think Real Madrid's going to go through here, despite all the crap I've been giving them. I think they'll beat PSG, but they're not going to last that long past that. I think it depends on who's after that. They can get on a run, but it's going to be very tough. I think they'll win here. I think the first leg being at the Santiago Bernabeu is going to help them out a lot. I think they'll beat PSG 3-1 at home. Allow a goal, but get 3. Be on top. Feel really good about themselves. Get some confidence in that league, and then they'll go to the Parc des Princes, and I think it'll finish 4-2. I think it'll finish 5-5 on aggregate, and I think Real Madrid will get in on away goals, but yeah, I think Real Madrid get through, but it's gonna be very tough for them, and I don't think they have a big shelf life at the top of the league, Champions League 2 right now. And then next we have Shakhtar and Roma, 2 teams, kind of that next level, not the big teams, but still can make a little bit of a noise. I think I have Shakhtar going through. I think Shakhtar are a very good squad, and I think they're very well coached. And Roma, they lost Emerson Palmieri, and I think, not saying that their performance in the group stage was a fluke, but I think Atletico Madrid wasn't that great. And I think Roma, although they have been very good, I think Shakhtar will get through 3-1 on aggregate. I think 2-0 at home for Shakhtar in the first leg. I think going to Ukraine is going to be hard for Roma. And I think on the way back in Rome, they'll finish 1-1. But I think it'll be Roma going through. I mean, I think it'll be Shakhtar going through. In a close encounter, but I think Shakhtar is a little bit better right now. Um, Penultimate game matchup, we have Chelsea and Barcelona. 2 months ago, this matchup looked a lot better than it does right now. Chelsea have been terrible lately. It's last two games: Bournemouth 3-0 loss, Watford, Sans Marco Silva 4-1, and Conte does not look happy at all. They just look out of it. They just look mad. They just like nobody look on the team looks like they want to be there. For some Conte selling Batshuayi, I think is just representative of what he thinks. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. I think he's mad that the owners make all that he has no say in the transfers. But you're selling Batshuayi or loaning him out, and he could help this club. He has a great scoring record. I don't know why Conte seems to think that. I'm a fan of Batshuayi for sure. I think Giroud's going to help him, but I think there's a space. There's a space for Batshuayi on that team. Alvaro Morata has fallen off a cliff. Hazard is again, they win a championship and they come back and they're ass for some reason. Christensen's out injured. He was their best defender. I think this is becoming a pattern. I think it's definitely showing something about that club that they spend money, but they had Nathan Ake score a goal against them in the game, and that's a guy that they had. That's a guy that they owned, but they sold for whatever to Bournemouth, and they bought Rudiger, who has been lackluster this season. He's a good defender, but has not been very good for Chelsea this season. They sell Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Nathaniel Chalobah, and then they bring in a Bakayoko and a Ross Barkley who are good in their own ranks. They sell a Matic to a rival in Manchester United and just something's up here. And I think Barcelona is going to expose that. I think Chelsea will get a okay. I think going to Stamford Bridge is going to be hard for Barcelona. I think they'll get a away goal, 2-1. But when they go to the when they go to the Camp Nou, I mean, Chelsea's going to struggle, I think. And I think it'll be 3-0 to Barcelona at home for them. And I think it'll be 2-4, 4-2 on aggregate, Barcelona going through. Chelsea are going to need a wake-up call. If something's have to change between here and next week when they face each other. But, yeah, it's going to be very tough for them. And then lastly, we have Bayern and Besiktas. Fair play to Besiktas. I was praising them earlier for what they're doing for Turkish football, getting into the holding the flag for Turkish football, going in, playing well. But this is Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich are playing very well. I think this round will be. I think this will be close. I think it'll be close for sure. But Bayern are just playing, and they've improved. Young Pikes is playing great. James Rodriguez is playing like a monster. They make amazing signings every season, and it just shows. And I think they'll be great again. So I think they'll win 3-1 on aggregate at the Allianz, and then. When they go to Istanbul, I think Besiktas will win 2-1. Going to Istanbul is hard as hell to get a result there. So I think Bayern will get a victory, but they'll lose in Istanbul. But Besiktas just won't have enough for them. They'll allow a goal, I think, 2-1. 3-1 at home for Bayern, 2-1 at home for Besiktas, 4-3 overall. Bayern gets through. And I think all these results are going to set up a big quarterfinal. I think because there are going to be some big teams in there. according to my predictions, we'll have Juventus, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Real Madrid, Shakhtar, Barcelona, and Bayern. Unless there, I mean, obviously, there's probably going to be some kind of upset in there. I think the biggest upset I have right now is Real Madrid over PSG, which is interesting that right they have Real Madrid as some kind of underdog, but yeah, or Shakhtar versus Roma, but I think they're pretty even. But Shakhtar is going to have get some monsters, and these big teams are going to be dominating this season. And I think it's going to be tough. It's gonna be tough to predict those next getting round because there are gonna be some monsters in there for sure. So yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy. I think it starts a week from today, I believe. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how these. It's gonna be very exciting to see how these results go. For these teams, and hopefully my predictions this round do a lot better than the group stage, because my group stage predictions were okay in some points, but I over the head on some of them. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like it, subscribe, subscribe for FM content and more of this content, and take care of yourselves.